Yo, excuse me. All right. So yeah, I just woke up. Gonna start my Warhammer 2 live stream in probably about 15 minutes. Just thought I would yeah, quickly watch this new video, Enter the World of Grand Cathay, that CA have released today. Hey Jesus, how's it going, man? Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I see it's only a minute 30, and so I guess I don't know, I guess I shouldn't expect too much. It's just going to be a short kind of intro type of thing again. Yeah, you know. Anyway, I'm just going to play it at the start. Play it with my face out of the way, just so we can get the full glory of whatever it is, and then I'll probably come back and watch it again straight after that. Oops.
Nothing endures without harmony. And harmony only endures through us.
Okay, may as well.
We are unmoving like the mountain. We will not be drowned by the raging river. Behold the wonders of the celestial dragon empire. The might of our warriors. The secrets of our alchemists. The sorcery of the dragon-blooded. Vanquish chaos with the sheer power of the dragon. Let them face the majesty of Grand Cathay.
Okay.
Nothing endures
I don't know.
without harmony.
Don't really know what to say about that. Just
And harmony
yeah.
only endures through us.
Yeah, maybe this was a mistake. I'm not really sure what there is to react to. Is there any new units in this video, or is this just the same?
We will not be drowned by the rage.
Try and pay more attention this time. Not sure if I saw those crossbow guys with that armor on before.
Behold,
We hadn't seen the other dragon sibling.
The might of our warriors.
Oh yeah, maybe some of those infantry might be different.
Secrets.
We hadn't seen a close up of them before. Same Zeech warriors that we saw last time, possessed.
Vanquish chaos with the sheer power of the dragon. Let them face the majesty of Grand Cathay.
It's weird how there's only like the same like 2 or 3 units from Zeech in there. Yeah, I don't really know how I'm supposed to feel about this. Just, I don't know. Just,
Nothing endures.
I mean, it's cool like seeing some more stuff. And I'm guessing there's probably a couple of things, you know, that we didn't see before. But it's just like, I don't know. Feel happy, Mercy. Okay, that's how I'm supposed to feel.
Not be drowned.
But am I supposed to feel like more happy than I did when I saw all the same stuff in the previous one? I guess I'm seeing like more angles of it. I get, yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just not that excited about Grand Cathay. I mean, I think it's cool and everything, but I don't know. We already saw this stuff. I want to find out more stuff now. I want new stuff. Yeah, like I feel like if you like micro-examine this stuff, you'd see there was maybe a couple more units that we saw or something.
Sorcery
But
of the dragon-blooded.
I feel like essentially we kind of saw all the same stuff from different angles, didn't we?
Vanquish chaos with the sheer power of the dragon.
Yeah, I remember. Yes, remember you were the guy, or like, I'm okay if they push it back as long as they do it right. I'm supposed to be the patient one. Only I can complain, not you. Yeah, no, I'm happy for them to push it back. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I guess they didn't really hype it that much, but it's just, I don't know. I feel like this whole hype train thing is a bit weird at the moment because it's like, oh, we're going to show you a video, you know, you should get excited about this, but then the video doesn't give you anything to get excited about, really. It's just the same stuff that you already saw. I mean, it's exciting because it's like Cathay, and we wanted to see as much as we can about Cathay because it's new and stuff, but it's not really like new. Like, I don't know, I mean, I just feel like, I don't know, I've got nothing to say about it, really. It's like, cool, okay, cool. Yeah, that's nothing bad, but I just don't really know what to say about it. I feel like they're in a pickle. I feel like they have to drop new info every week or else people will bug out. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Go back to the start where the Pegasus flies over the town, alright? Are we gonna, what secret things are we gonna find out then? About here. Excuse me, like, are these different Pegasus to the ones we saw last time? Just kind of said, oh, the siege, right? Okay, see, now we're getting somewhere. Jesus is actually paying fucking attention to the video, unlike me. This is a siege map. This is what I think. This is what Cheese just saw here. Looks like the sieges aren't new. Some rework, guys. Laugh my ass off. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's not a 360 siege, if that's what you mean. It's still the same, like, frontal siege with only one angle of attack. If this is, in fact, the siege map, it may not be. Yeah, there was a comment on the Discord with Simon CA saying that the siege rework is actually going to be big and substantial, and you know, people keep saying it's going to be small, but he keeps saying it's not going to be small. But yeah, I don't know. I guess, yeah. I mean, maybe I'm being lazy. Maybe if we actually went through and paid closer attention, we would actually find some interesting stuff to talk about. So yeah, good work, Jesus. You actually found something there to talk about. So yeah, if this is a siege map, then that's kind of interesting. It's like, it's hard to say. I mean, yeah, it looks, if this is a siege map, then it looks like it isn't a 360 map. It's like the old ones from Attila and stuff and Rome. Yeah, I kind of miss those like 360 maps from Rome and Attila. That was really cool. If this is a siege, why are all the units fighting outside the city? Yeah, that's a good call. If it is a siege, yeah, why are the units fighting outside the city? It could be easily explained as just for cinematic purposes, you know. But it could also be like one of those things, sort of like the intro battle that you have when you play as the Empire on like normal or whatever. You don't get it when you play on Legendary or anything. Only if you play on normal and like Warhammer 1 or whatever. But yeah, you fight like out the front of Middenheim or something. I think, I can't remember, or out the front of Altdorf. And there's no siege mechanics. You're just sort of outside the walls.
Without harmony.
Could be that. Do you have any expectations of the reworked mechanics? No, not really. I watched Indie Pride's video that you guys suggested to me, where he sort of outlined the main things that he thought were problems with siege mechanics, and I agreed with everything that he said. I fully expect all of those things to be addressed, basically. So in Indie Pride's, look at that volume up a little bit too loud. Yeah, in Indie Pride's video, he addressed like siege weapons not being able to be placed on the wall, so sort of direct fire siege weapons are useless in sieges. You know, the way that the gates can bug out and stuff like that, and you can, you know, exploit that, or it can, you know, disadvantage you and that sort of thing. And there's like pocket ladders and stuff, which is kind of silly, unrealistic or whatever. There's the siege maps being like not very, you know, not much maneuvering being able to be done in there and stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, you can watch this video for yourself, but basically I guess my main point about it was just that, like, I expect all those things to be addressed, but there's like numerous different ways that they could address some of them, and I think the interesting part of the conversation is not about which ones they address, because they should address all of them, I would assume, but more about how they decide to address it, you know, like, and once, yeah, it's not really like, until we see what they're gonna do, there's not really anything to discuss on that front, I think, you know. I mean, it's worth bringing up the topic so that people can think about what they might want or whatever, but there's not really anything to kind of comment on until, you know, until we actually see this, what they're doing, you know, like, I don't know, like for this, like for example, with the siege weapons going on top of the walls, they could make it so that the walls kind of are built into ramps and stuff, and you can kind of drive your siege weapons up onto the wall and drive them back down again, something like that. Or they could make it that if you have a siege weapon, you can actually place it in a step position on top of the wall at the start of the battle, and you cannot move it after that. And, you know, when we see which one of those options they go for, we could argue, yes, that's good, or they should have gone with the other method, or whatever, you know what I mean? But until we know which one they're going to do, it's like, yeah, they should do something about siege weapons not being able to shoot over walls. But, you know, there's not that much to comment on until we know what they're planning, or what they might be planning, you know? You know, like in that example, I kind of feel like, I think it would be cooler if you just put them as set pieces and they're stuck there in that position for the rest of the battle. But I don't know how that would actually play out, you know, if you play test it, you might find out it's not as fun or something. Yeah. I'm hyped for actually threatening Chaos factions. Yeah, it'll be, I could see Chaos Demons being like the new endgame boss, and being actually really threatening and really engaging and exciting. So that'd be pretty cool. They don't have a lot of new stuff to put out weekly. Yeah, I think that this. I hope that I keep putting out stuff like this. Like, this is good if they were going to release Warhammer 3 like in the next 3 weeks, then putting out a video like this with a slightly different angle on Cathay, or slightly different, you know, whatever, then that would be cool, because everyone would be pumped. We'd be trying to find clues and getting really excited about it and everything, you know. But it's like, if they're not going to put the game out for another 6 months, then why the fuck are we like trying to find clues and shit, you know? Like, it's, you know what I mean? It just doesn't seem right somehow. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it'd be better if they just kind of did just let it go for a month or so, and then had a little big hype to remind everybody, and then let it go again, you know. But yeah, I don't know. If they're trying to maintain interest in the game, I don't know. I'm not a marketing guy. I don't really know how this stuff works. I'm sure that there's people that get paid a lot of money to decide about this, and I'm sure that they're doing the right thing that they're supposed to do. I'm pretty sure those are dismounted cataphracts from Three Kingdoms, Lamellar armor with the neck protector, heavy spear crossbow guys. Oh, you reckon they've just like repurposed the models? I doubt that. I don't know the ones. I don't know the models that you're talking about. Although I've no doubt they look similar in some way. They're reminiscent of those, but yeah, I highly doubt they would have just grabbed the models and stuck them into the game. Siege looks pretty much the same. Well, I don't think, are we actually seeing anything of the siege? Like, yeah, I mean, we're seeing the walls, but we don't know whether that's actually a siege or whether it's just, you know, in the background. Let them face the majesty of Grand Cathay. Cathay having Hellstorm batteries looks nice. Yeah, for sure. don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of expecting that it'd be. I was expecting it to be like a different faction or something, you know, or something. Yeah. What's? Is there anything else? Is there any other like content to check out? Hey, Spiridon. Yeah. Is there anything else that we can like look at or anything? Not really sure. Is there any new like blog posts or anything? Does anyone know if any other content creators have put out any particularly good analysis or anything that raise any good points? I'm gonna what do you call it? I'm gonna start my Warhammer Total War 2 stream fairly soon. Unless we think of something super exciting to Good Grudges did a good video. Did you know what he said in his video, Okio? What was the theme, if any?
Nothing endures without harmony. And harmony only endures through us. We are unmoving like the mountain. We will not be drowned by the raging river. Behold the wonders of the celestial dragon empire. The might of our warriors. The secrets of our alchemists. The sorcery of the dragon-blooded.
They just block arrows. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there's other units that have arrow blocking abilities. Looks like Cathay has more exotic units so far. It's just a mismatched reskin of other factions, except for the Long Dragon. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess that's fair. They got like giants. They got like Pegasus. They got spear halberd infantry. They got crossbowmen. They've got the Skavens weapon teams. I guess the balloons are new. The balloons are kind of a new thing. They're kind of like a lot. I think the balloons are the first flying vehicle apart from the gyrocopters. Like, well, they're the first balloons. Anyway. Crossbowmen. Oh, the crossbowmen like kneeling down to fire their crossbows is kind of new, isn't it? Thunderbarge. I don't think the Thunderbarge is actually in the game, is it? I think that's from a mod. I don't know if I don't really like the Sentinels. I don't really like giants that much in general, like the whole concept of having like ginormous creatures. I kind of feel like it's, I don't know, I just feel like it's just sort of, giants are just, the whole concept of like giant units, I feel like just kind of cheapens all the other units. It's the same thing like in Warhammer 40k, like when they brought out like dreadnoughts were kind of cool because they're just like ogre size, you know, they're just like a bit bigger than normal guys. But then they had like dreadnoughts that were like kind of even bigger, and you know, like they just kept bringing out like bigger and bigger space marines basically, centurions, fucking and shit, you know. And yeah, I don't know, I feel like that's kind of, it's a bit like that with giants in this game as well. Like it's kind of cool having like centerpiece units, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. Like I'm not like against them or anything. I'm not like super into them. Ancient China had very heavy crossbows, so they had to kneel. Now you think they can't lift them?
We are unmoving like the mountain.
Is there any new chaos units? There's no new chaos units. It's the same stuff.
by the raging river.
I feel like that's, yeah, like why is it this the same Chaos units as before? Is it because they haven't made any other Chaos units, or, you know, like you'd think that they would sneak in at least one other Chaos unit, wouldn't they? I mean, maybe there is another Chaos unit, we just haven't seen them yet. I'm feeling like some of these infantry might be different. There might be some different infantry we hadn't seen before. There's Jezzail's.
The sorcery of the dragon-blooded. Vanquish chaos with the sheer
I feel like that was a lot of effort to go to kill like one possessed dude. But that's when he lifts up with that spell.
of Grand Cathay.
Chaos is looking dire, lol. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that is, like, Chaos doesn't look too bad, but it's just like, yeah, like we already saw a video with 3 units in it, and there's just like another 3 units, the same 3 units again. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I've got. I don't know if I've got much to say about this, guys. Do you guys want to like talk more about the trailer, or should I just go and start the stream? What do they mean by dragon blooded though? I'm not sure. I think it maybe it means the like the 2 siblings, the dragon queen or king, princess, whatever they are. The 2 legendary lords. I assume the dragon blooded means the ones that can turn into dragons, right? The ones that like are dragons. But maybe there's some other sort of like half dragon, demigod, semi-demigod versions of them or something. Yeah, I don't know. Basically. Yeah. No, we're talking about the mages though. Yeah. Yeah, dragon blooded mages is a thing, I think. I think that already came out in the last video. If you watch, I'm pretty sure Indie Pride and or Great Book Grudges will probably explain what that is.
Let them face the majesty of Grand Cathay.
What do you think about the Warhammer 3 bits that we've seen so far? Yeah, I don't know. In terms of gameplay, we haven't really seen anything new except for the Brass Citadel battles. The rest of the gameplay just seems to be like the same, just with different factions, different units. Oh, actually, there's something as well. It looks like the walls are wider. If you go there, nah, actually. Nah, it looks the same, actually. I was going to say it looked like the walls were triple width, like you could fit 3 units wide, but nah, actually it looks about the same as the current walls, just like 2 units wide. Looks to be like the same, like thick outer wall and the scaffoldy type stuff on the inside of the wall. So yeah, I mean the siege stuff looks exactly the same. Yeah. So that's the wall, just the same. You can just imagine it not being like Cathayan looking. That'd be like the crenellations of an Empire fortress or whatever. This part here would be like the wooden part on the backside of an Empire fortress, you know. Hey, the real one.
Harmony only endures through us.
This is rocket artillery.
We are unmoving.
So yeah, we've got horrors, spawn, possessed, horrors, spawn, possessed. Yeah, it's just the 3 units.
Like the mountain. We will not be drowned by the raging river.
I still feel like they look too pastel-y. They look too like Slaneshi. I feel like they should be more like primary colory. I mean, that blue there's not too bad, that blue flame, but this kind of pastel-y blue on their armor, I feel like is a bit too. I feel like these should be like electric blue and like banana yellow kind of color scheme kind of thing, and orange and like bright orange and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a new trailer, the real one, yeah. The dragons get a fair bit of airtime. I guess we saw that he sort of like transformed from human to dragon and back to human again in the actual battle. So I guess that's like an in-battle ability, kind of like Malice. Yeah, so that guy is dragon-blooded sorcerer.
Vanquish chaos with the sheer power of the dragon. Let them face the majesty.
I thought they didn't like each other. How come they're doing like dragon air sex or whatever? How about them rockets though? They did look good. It's weird how they have like a massive army of like 50 million dudes, but they only have like one rocket battery though.
Nothing endures without harmony.
They just took one rocket battery so they could have siege attacker. Makes sense. But yeah, I feel like the siege would work a lot better if they went inside the walls instead of outside.
Like the mountain. We will not be drowned by the raging river.
I really don't know what this is trying to... What's this trailer trying to impart to us? What's the message? What's the message here?
Dragon Empire. The might of our warriors.
This can't actually be the siege rework. No, it's not meant to be the siege rework. That's why I'm saying, like, why the fuck are they showing us a siege? You know what I mean? Like, if they didn't want us to think, oh, it looks like they haven't changed anything with sieges, it looks exactly the same as it was before. Like, if they didn't want us to think that, like, why are they showing us a fortress that looks exactly the same as, you know what I mean? Like, it's weird. And if they did want it to be a siege, then why not actually show us the actual siege mechanics? I know it's weird. Maybe it's like next level smart. They know that we're gonna think this, so they like did that to confuse us, so that we'll talk about it and like it'll create extra controversy. Maybe it was so that everyone can rage about how shit the siege thing is and how little that they've done to fix it, and then tomorrow they can bring out another video and be like, haha, the sieges are super fixed. You guys were wrong. Suck it. You know, maybe that's what it's all together all about. I think this trailer was cobbled together really quickly. Yeah, it does. It's nowhere near as well. It's nowhere near as well directed as the other one, is it? The other one was really beautiful. It was a real artwork. This one seems a bit more like it's just taken from like in-game assets more, you know.
The celestial dragon empire. The might of our warriors.
Oh, what's going on here? So they pincer them. So she's coming from the front and he's coming from the back. And they're like,
of our alchemists.
You know, pincering the Chaos guys.
Sorcery of the dragon blooded.
I really want to start seeing some videos with Chaos just fucking up Cathay and Cathay. I want to see, like, I'm sick of seeing Cathay just blow up Zeech. I want to see, like, those Chaos spawn, like, rip into their ranks and start, like, shredding dudes and stuff, and those, possessed, like, you know, throwing their, like, mutated mace arms into people and stuff. Hey, Liz, you're late to the game here. Yeah, no, it's on repeat, so it only goes for a minute and a half, so you only have to hang around for a minute and a half to see all the content on display.
Nothing endures without harmony.
Because companies love controversy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they do love controversy, but I don't know. I mean, I'm just sort of trying to figure out, like, yeah, as I said, I'm not a marketing guy. I don't really understand how this stuff works, but if we were marketing guys, like, what, you know, like if you were doing the pitch at the meeting or whatever, we're like, all right, this trailer is gonna do whatever. Like, what do you think that the pitch is? Like, what's this trailer supposed to make people do? Are we supposed to all go crazy about it? Is it supposed to just be... Maybe it's supposed to be just like a less... whatever, like appeasement. It's just more like... It's not really meant to do any big reveals. It's just like an extra little bit of content just to kind of keep people occupied, maybe? Is that probably it, you know? Looks like there's Zeech mortar shot things. What? I didn't see any Zeech mortar. What? What are you talking about? I think I just saw some Chaos Knights on Zeech discs though. Zeech mortars? It might have been the dragon dude's army was behind the Zeechian guys, so maybe they were shooting mortars from behind them as well or something. Which bit was the Zeech mortars? That's what I was meaning earlier, Mercy. They just got to throw shit together every week to appease people. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe I shouldn't read too much into it. There's no like hidden message or anything. So yeah, so this is like point 1. The siege map appears to be the same as before. It's only, you can only attack from the front. There's no like 360. And here you can see the army marching out through the gates. Maybe it looks bigger. Actually, yeah, maybe the scale. Like maybe the width of the actual, like maybe the size, like just this whole map, like maybe it's really fucking big. You know, it's hard to really tell by the scale, but like it, even though it's only one side, like the same, it's not 360, but it could be like twice as wide as a normal siege. Like it could be a really big map. So yeah, I know that was one of the criticisms that Indie Pride mentioned, that there wasn't enough room to like maneuver and stuff inside cities, and he felt like there should be more room to maneuver your troops around and stuff. So maybe that's been addressed. But yeah, you can see here the walls look to be the same thickness as they were before, with the sort of stone part at the front of the wall and the scaffoldy part at the back. There you can see the gate with the kind of raised bit over the gate. It's exactly the same as, you know, you would see at an Empire Fortress or whatever. There's a tower, you know, all looks pretty much the same. The troops, I feel like the troops kind of look relatively small though, like maybe it's like slightly bigger. Pathing through the gate looks better. Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Through us. We are unmoving like the mountain. We will not be drowned by the raging river. Behold the wonders of the Celestial Dragon Empire.
The pink shots. Yeah, I saw the pink shots earlier, but I didn't see what was shooting them.
Behold, raging river.
So that's the crossbows. That's the dragon's flame.
Behold, the wonders of the Celestial Dragon. We are unmoving.
That's the actual flamers. The horrors or whatever. So these horrors are like shooting pink shit.
Mountain.
And then they're shooting down their pink shit with their blue shit.
Will not be drowned
Science.
by the raging river. Behold the wonders of the Celestial Dragon Empire.
They're called pink, I think. Pink horrors, yeah. And I think when you kill them, they turn into smaller blue horrors. I don't know if we actually see that happening though.
Secrets of our alchemists. The sorcery of the dragon blooded.
Yeah, I feel like these dudes are still too waifu fucking pastel. I don't know if anyone agrees with me on that, but yeah, I feel like Zeech should be more electric blue and like canary yellow and stuff, rather than this like kind of weird pastel blue. I don't know. I guess it's fine. It just looks, it sort of doesn't look evil enough, you know? I feel like if you're gonna have that kind of weird, like, pastel-y color that kind of doesn't look that evil and you're confused about it, that should be Slaanesh, not Zeech.
Let them face the majesty of Grand Cathay!
You know what's on my mind in this trailer? The wind spell. Imagine if you can use it to just banish a single entity from the field. It's broken. Yeah. That might be another. That might be a thing that they might have. That's a good point, Marcus. So there's this wind spell, right? That I was commenting. It seems like a lot of effort to go to just banish like one dude. But if you can use that on like any single entity, like a greater demon or a legendary lord or a giant or a dragon or something like that, then you know it could be really cool. And yeah, that's something I hadn't thought about. Like they might be bringing in some new spells that are going to be especially effective against single entities, because we know they're going to bring in that like 20% wounded trait for lords and single entities and stuff. They might also, this is what I'm talking about, this see, like that, like why the fuck would you cast a spell just to get like one guy out of a unit of 100 and spin him around in the sky? It seems pretty bullshit. But yeah, like Marcus was saying, like if you could use that on, you know, on like a bloodthirster or something, then, you know, that might be a pretty good spell.
Vanquish chaos with the sheer power of the dragon. Let them face.
I'm not even that hyped about the units. The trailer just deflates me. The siege gameplay looks exactly the same, barring an outside deployment zone. Oh yeah, it could be that there could be an outside deployment zone. That's, yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. There could be something as well. I kind of think maybe it's not meant to be a showcase of the siege mechanics. Maybe.
Nothing endures without harmony.
Just trying to see if they've done a blog post to accompany it or anything.
Through us.
Dive into the world of Grand Cathay, an ancient empire in harmony with the world around it, where every soldier knows their place in the grand designs of the celestial dragon emperor. Yet chaos armies are gathering beyond the Great Bastion. Okay.
The wonders of the celestial dragon empire.
Was that a counter spell? Ah, did somebody? Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. The blue shit stopped the horrors. That is actually interesting, isn't it? If that was a counter spell.
Of the dragon blooded.
So yeah, this part. So these guys shooting their artillery or whatever, and then she, yeah, her spell seemed to both block their spell and attack them back. So like, so yeah, none of the pink shit gets through, and she shot them back with it. So that's actually pretty cool. If they got some sort of magic spell that you can cast that will like shoot the enemies like spells out of the air and still hit them as well. That's actually pretty cool.
The might of our warriors.
Maybe it just shows the size of the Great Bastion, which probably not be like a regular settlement. Oh, is this the Great Bastion?
Sorcery.
Oh, I didn't even pick up on that. Like this thing is the Great Bastion. Oh, okay, yeah, right. That totally makes sense now that you mention it. So this is just like a gatehouse in the Great Bastion. This is part of one massive long wall / mountain range type of thing. And this is just one of the settlements in it. So that would kind of make sense why it's not a 360 then, if it's you know, if it's the Great Bastion. That's a really good point. There's actually, I'm actually glad we hung around. There's actually a bit more in this than to discuss than I actually first thought. Although I feel like they've been kind of a bit obscure about it. You know, they could have like just explained it a bit more straightforwardly, so I wouldn't have to be as much of a sleuth to figure it out. But yeah, okay. So let's look at this again. So this is not a settlement. It's part of the Great Bastion. This is a gatehouse in the Great Bastion. And if you look at this mountain range here, right? That's like this isn't. I mean, does the playing area go outside of that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is this like a triangular sort of mountain range that creates a funnel down here so that you could potentially make another choke point like outside the walls kind of or something?
Endures without harmony. And
Like, that would be interesting if they did it like, no, they didn't quite bring out shot up enough for me to see what I wanted to see. But just say, like, you had a fortress. I don't know if I can really see what I was hoping to see, but, like, well, here, yeah, I guess I can sort of see, yeah. Like, I'm guessing that the whole playing area of the map is just this flat area in the middle, right? And all these mountains and shit in the background here are just, like, outside of the actual battle area, you know? But like, this sort of corridor here that comes in between these mountains and this other, whatever this is here, like, you know, it'd be kind of cool if they, like, part of the siege rework was not just inside the walls, but like outside the walls. So, you know, so just say you're attacking like Middenheim or something like that. Instead of like making the inside of the walls more interesting or whatever, they actually make a proper map for outside the walls. So you have to, like, you know, go across a narrow bridge to get into the settlement, and then, you know, there's hardly any land for you to be on outside of the walls and stuff. You know, like, yeah. So they could actually like fix up the map designs of the siege maps outside of the actual siege rather than just inside the walls, kind of thing. Maybe, I don't know. Looks like a sally out map to me. Yeah, that could be it too. Could be a new type of map where if you sally out, you get this special like fight outside the walls thing. But actually, that's a good point. If they like, why isn't it like that? Like, if you sally out, it'd be cool if you could actually fight outside the walls, so you've got the walls at your back. Whereas currently, if you sally out, you just fight a normal field battle and your city's like nowhere to be found, kind of thing.
The sorcery of the dragon-blooded. Vanquish chaos with the sheer power of the
From the looks of it, Cathay can confederate. Yeah, yeah, that's true. It looks like they confederated. Now they're doing dragon air sex. Oh, I guess that. No, maybe not. They're doing whatever. They're dancing, dragon air dancing. Yeah, I agree, Liz. I love Warhammer 2 too, and yeah, I'd say, like, honestly don't really need them to add anything else apart from more factions. But I fully expect that they will though, and I'm really excited about, you know, the amazing new game that Warhammer 3 is going to be. I think it will be substantially different. I think it'll be probably even more different than Warhammer 2 was to Warhammer 1. Not that Warhammer 2 is really that different to Warhammer 1, apart from just being kind of a bit better in various ways. Yeah, I kind of feel like it's going to be like that. Just kind of a bit better in various ways, but maybe just a bit more so. Hey, Branislav. Hey, Dustin D. Yeah, it does look pretty cool.
the wonders of the celestial dragon empire. The might of our warriors.
It's a bit of a long shot. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I can't really see any other parts over here indicating that it's part of the Great Bastion. Like, I got the idea that the Great Bastion was all like mainly just a big wall. Is that like how it is, or is it like part of it walls and part of it just mountains and stuff? Because that could be just mountains over there, I guess, part of the walls. I like that in Rome 2 you could use the city as a fallback and do multiple sellouts in one battle. It doesn't make sense to build an 80-foot tower and then sally out. Well, I don't know, maybe it does. Because if you don't want to be sieged, like if you stay inside the walls and you just use the walls, then you also have to put up with being sieged and having no supply lines and having to eat rats and shit, you know? So if you've got a superior army, then it makes sense to sally out. Also, if you've got like elite cavalry and stuff like that, you could like ride out and wreck them on the field, even if you're really outnumbered. Whereas if you just stay inside the siege, then your elite cavalry, you know, you're like super expensive royal hippogriff knights or whatever. Well, not hippogriffs, but you know what I mean, cataphract knights or whatever. They're not going to be much good behind a wall, dismounted on as infantry. Great Bastion is in the north, and this is the western front. Oh, how do we know this is the western front, Andrew Jones? That's good information. Yeah, how do you know that? Did they just tell you, or is it in the title? No. It says, yet great armies are gathering beyond the Great Bastion. Like, the only thing it mentions is the Great Bastion. It doesn't say anything about the Western Front. Why do you think it's the Western Front? Because it's the Bro Dragon. No, it's not the Bro Dragon. It's the sister dragon that's defending the settlement. The Bro Dragon's the guy that's reinforcing. Yeah, this is the Lady Dragon in the North Bastion.
Nothing.
So this is her army that's defending, and the boy dragon is coming from behind them. Lady Dragon and Boy Dragon. Yes, this is her army that's shooting out at the Chaos guys.
We are unmoving.
And yeah, the brother comes from behind them. So, see, this is her, yeah.
We will not be drowned by the raging river. Behold the wonders of the celestial.
See, he comes from behind them.
The might of our warriors.
That Uno reverse spell, love it. Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
The secrets of our alchemists. The sorcery of the dragon-blooded. Vanquish chaos with the sheer power of the dragon.
I don't know, you might be right. I don't know. I just was wondering why you thought that, that's all.
Cathay.
Hey, Linksy. Do you know what's supposed to be going on in this video? We're trying to solve the mysteries of the video.
Nothing endures without harmony.
Alright, I'll listen to what the dude says this time, see if there's any clues.
Harmony only endures through us.
Harmony, got it.
We are unmoving like the mountain.
Unmoving like the mountain, got it.
We will not be drowned by the raging river.
Okay, mountain, river, elements, got it. Fire.
Behold the wonders of the celestial dragon empire. The might of our warriors. The secrets of our alchemists. The sorcery of the dragon-blooded. Vanquish chaos with the sheer power of the dragon.
A little nod of mutual respect between brother and sister there.
Of Grand Cathay.
Okay, no, I didn't say anything about whether it was in the north or the west. I reviewed it. It's everything a rat wants to be. Yeah, I know, Cathay got all of the shit that Skaven want. Maybe it's like the northwest corner. Liz is like playing the middle ground. The main thing I want to know is this a fortress in the Great Bastion? Because if it is, that would explain why there's no city behind it, you know? There's just that big fuck off wall. That would kind of explain if this is like a gatehouse in the Great Bastion. And also then that would sort of mean that it doesn't mean anything in terms of the actual siege rework, because it's not the siege, it's not a normal siege, this is just a Great Bastion siege. It feels like filler content, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Do we feel like we've like watched this enough now? I was really gonna just play some Alithanar afterwards. I was just gonna play Alithanar and try and just like kill Malekith. I don't know. It seems a bit uninspired, but just like killing Dark Elves, you know? Fuck those angsty elves.
Sorcery of the dragon-blooded.
I don't know, I kind of don't want to keep watching this because I feel like I've already watched it like 17 times now. But then again, people keep coming up with pretty good ideas, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that is actually interesting and stuff. So even though I've been like completely, I'm not completely negative, but I've been completely like nonplussed about it the whole time since we've been watching it. And I was just had no expectations. Like I was just like, okay, this is not very impressive, you know. But then people have actually explained quite a few interesting points about it that I thought it was good. I feel like I've seen enough times five plays ago. Yeah, I'll wrap it up. All right, guys. Maybe just the scenic backdrop. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think we've talked about it enough. I think we've covered all the main... Well, I guess we'll do a quick recap is maybe it's the Great Bastion. That's why it's not a 360 siege. Maybe the scale of the sieges is bigger than a normal siege. It's hard to tell. Maybe the outside of the wall part... maybe outside the walls, the map's a bit more interesting than a normal one. Or maybe not. It's hard to tell. Maybe this is a sally out battle and not a normal siege battle. That could be interesting. Another really cool thing was the counter spell where the pink horrors are shooting their pink stuff and then the wizard does some blue stuff that counters the spell. That was pretty cool. And I think that was it. That's pretty much it. And just that it's the same 3 chaos units that we saw in the last thing. There's no more chaos units. Like, it's weird. And I don't think there's any new Cathay units either. I don't think there's anything new at all in this one. Apart from the siege thing, which I don't know if they're actually trying to show the siege or what. There's some flying knights in the side, so there's actually the same four units of chaos. But yeah, I think that's pretty much summarizing all we figured out about it. Yeah. Anyway, thanks a lot for joining me, guys, and thanks for telling me about the things that I missed. The missile block spell is called Missile Mirror. Oh, okay, awesome. So it actually is a mirror. I think that'd be really cool if they bring in some more kind of counter spell action in game 3, because I feel like there's a few abilities and spells that seem like they're supposed to be counter spells, like, you know, giving yourself 40% magic resistance or, you know, ward save and stuff like that, but they quite often don't, you know, you don't really use them, you know, and they're not, or you don't get enough lead to know when to use them or whatever. But yeah, anyway, but that'd be cool if that's actually more of a part of the gameplay. Anyway, guys, yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. Alithanar Kill Malekith campaign will be starting. I'll start a new live stream for that in just a moment. We can keep talking about it, but I'm just going to be playing. I'm going to be playing Alithanar instead of replaying replay this over and over again. So yeah, so thanks for showing up, guys. Yeah, and come and join me in my other stream momentarily. I'll put a link up here as well for anyone who needs it. All right, back in a minute.